complete the speaker installation, we have one set left to do, and that is the dash. That one long piece of grill that goes all the way across it. To get that out, remove the A-pillars on both sides, and then this will just snap off and come off as one long piece. For this, make sure you unscrew the center channel and unplug it. How that center channel works is it's a combination of this speaker and that speaker, meaning that these wires plug into it and those wires plug into it. 4 wires go to that center. For what we're trying to do, that would give us a very weird sound. This is the speaker that is in it. Let's get it over the desk and we'll take a look at it more closely. This is the factory speaker. One of the cool things about Toyotas is this piece right here. This is a plug that can come right off. There's a screw here. This will slide off and we can reuse this to attach to our tweeter. That allows us to just plug that into the dash. It's not that much fun to get up there and try to like crimp and solder and do all that fun stuff that close to the windshield. So thank you, Toyota, for providing these for us. They easily just unsolder. If we need to put them back in, you can. But this shape we need to make for this tweeter to go into the dash. It is very similar to other Toyotas, but not quite identical. The other thing we're going to do is Morel gives us these, which are tweeter mounts. And they make 2 versions of them, one that is slightly angled and one that is not. On the back side, they're the same hole. And believe it or not, even though this one looks like it's angling the tweeter, it's not. It's still a flush mounted tweeter, it's just adding this back lip to make it look more contoured. This looks really nice when on a door or a sail panel or something like that. For this installation, this guy here is gonna work the best for us. The first step is to grab my laptop, grab the speaker, and I think we've already done this one before. I have a file that is speaker scans, and this will allow me to go through and check to see if we've already scanned the speaker in. And if I have, then I know I have it already drawn up. And Toyota makes a ton of different speakers, but this is it. So I didn't actually scan the speaker, I scanned a template that I made, which works too. So the next folder I want to go to is Amadine Projects. This will have all the files that we've already created. These I put in a little bit more order, so like alphabetical order, and under the brands. I can scroll down to the Toyota section. We should find what we're looking for. There it is, right there. So what I had done is made a version of it. This is for an audio frog. This is just for the standard dash. We'll open this up. And I don't want to change this one because clearly it was made for something and is a good place to start. Just create a duplicate. Now I can work with this and do anything I want to it. The first thing I need to do is change this hole or check it to make sure it matches this hole. Calipers tell me I need a 1.93, so I need to change this number here. Before I do that, I want to select my center point reference. The reason why I want to do that is if not, it won't keep it on the same XY. Click the button here. This joins the 2 measurements here together. We don't want to end up with an egg shape. Now these 2 5-star logos, though really cool, are going to be invisible once we put this in. What I think I'm going to do is move them over to the sides here. Drop this into place, find my center for this circle. And that'll allow us to keep the 5-star logos, but it won't get in the way of our hole. These little lines that are a little bit long that are going through the circles won't matter because those are going to be removed anyways. The next thing I have to figure out is what material am I going to make this out of, 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch. Looking at this, it has these risers on it. And if I measure from the top of the speaker to the bottom of the speaker, I get 0.35, about 0.36, which is a little bit thicker than 1/4 inch. And it has this foam on here that's designed to go into a cup in the dash. If I use this, as you can see, this also has thickness as well. And it fits inside of that gap that is going to be created when the dash goes on here, this foam ring. If I make it out of 1/4 inch, this will push that tweeter high enough into that factory hole. I'll just need a thin piece of foam around the edge, and that'll get all that sound up through the top. 1/4 inch it is. Change the name to Avalon Morel, and then I add in the size of the material I'm using. That way if I have to reprint it, I know what it is. And this is that file into the software. As you can see here on the sides, there's 3 files that it imported. This one is the cut. These 2 are going to be logos. Drag this out. When doing a logo like these, if you can keep the material flat, so when the laser is going across, it does change the amount of time it takes to do something. If you put it like this and it does the logo and then it's got to do that line, it takes a really long time for it to do that. Satisfied with its mount? Press print. It's still exciting every time it gets done. Let's take a look. And even though I'm gonna need 2 of these, I always just print 1 at a time, unless I'm 100% sure this is going to be exactly what I need. And this fits in, that's what we're gonna end up with. To get this paper off, I just grabbed the hole that we took out. It won't scratch it or anything like that. It's 2 5-star logos. If you notice, one is upside down from the other, and that is because if it goes like this, or it goes like this, there'll always be one that is the right direction. In the box the Morels came in are these pieces here. These are little back braces to hold this into place. Looking at this, the harness is towards the front, and the Morel where these 3 little dots are is towards the front. This will go into the back just like this and screw in place. What you do is you bend these tabs up like so to make it shallower or deeper. With it screwed into place, this will be nice and tight. The one problem now is you still have these giant screws hanging off of here, which is a problem, because if you're sliding this into the dash and these were to scratch, you know, just would ruin your day. I have a small set of bolt cutters, and those will get most of it off. Then I'll take my grinder and get them as flat as I can. Be careful when using the grinder because it is going to heat up the screw head. It will become loose. Once it's cooled down, the next step is I'll take some of the speaker foam we have and I'll put that across the whole back, covering up the screw holes, across the metal itself, and off to the other side. Now we don't have to worry about it scratching anything as we get it into the car, and this will provide the soundproofing when we screw it back into the factory mounts. Slide the tweeter into the mount, line it up with those 3 little notches, push equally around. Don't push from the center, push from the edges, and just keep spinning it around like a pizza, and this is what you'll end up with. Get this off, there's a little tooth here on the bottom that needs to be pried up. They do glue it in place, so take your time. Wiggle it forward and it'll come right off. Remove it from the speaker. You can set this aside now. We have the plug that we need. If you've never removed the speaker plug and you don't know what is negative, positive, make sure you do the polarity test to test for that. We've done a bunch of these Toyotas before, so we know red is positive, black is negative. On the Morel tweeter, it's the same way. Red is positive, black is negative. Add a layer of foam to the top here, and this guy is all set and ready to get into the car. The factory harness has 4 wires on it. 2 of those are coming from the radio. 2 of them are going out to the center channel that we disconnected. But as you can see, by retaining that factory plug, plugs right in. Line it up with the factory holes, replace the 2 10mm that you took out, and the Morel tweeter is mounted in the dash. While I'm playing with the lasers, the next piece that we have to mount is the base knob. Fernando would like to put it here in the little knee buster area. That's up by, you know, the steering wheel control and the pop to get your hatch open. There is 2 open spaces. Making a nice mount there for the ARC3, those 2 little lights and the base knob is his plan, which means I get to do it. It's kind of funny how that works. So I'm gonna pop one of those out, and I may, there again, already have that file. I just need to recreate the audio control feature into it, because I think the only thing we've ever put there is a USB, which we don't have to do in this car. This is the knockout that we want to make our base knob go in. All I need to do is make it just a little bit bigger, because when we do it on the USB, we make it out of multiple layers of 1/4 inch and they stack together. For this, we're gonna have to make it out of 1/8 inch. So I actually scaled it up just a tad to make it fit tighter into the hole. And that's what we're looking at here. With this shape, I need to make this audio control piece fit. We put yellow shrink wrap around it to hold it nice and tight together, but it has these 2 LEDs, a blue one and a red one. We've created this basic mount here that we'll use a lot of the times on flat panels. I'm going to make a duplicate version of it. That way I can remove certain aspects like the audio control and the basic exterior shape, and that will give me access to just this right here, which I can copy, modify, we'll group that that into one. I need to turn it, I copy it again, paste it onto this page, and move into place. The nice thing about having the laser is to cut something like this, it really doesn't take that long. What's gonna take the longest is this dark black circle here. If I remove the dark black circle, that'll just give us a basic cut pattern, and I can make one of these up pretty quick. Let's grab it out of here and take a look. Let's do some test fitting. This is the hole we want to put it in. Just lining it up from behind. I think we got it in one. Now the hole tapers a little bit towards the back, so I'm just gonna sand the back side of this down just a little bit, make it go in a little bit easier. For that I could just use a razor blade. Yeah, and that lines it up good. Now the reason for that darker, bigger black circle will etch into the product and make it thinner. That way we can get the nut on. To get this out, I'm gonna add that in, recut another one. And this is the finished piece. I added the new audio control AC logo to it. Let's get it in place. And there we go. Button presses, spins really nice, like it.